Hello students. As this online teaching learning has become the new norm, so I have come up with a video tutorial explaining some concepts related to linear programming problems. Now, whenever we have a linear programming problem in two variables, we can always solve it using the graphical method. But in some problems, marking the feasible region and locating the optimal point is not that straightforward. So here in this video tutorial, I am going to discuss such special cases and we'll also see how to deal with it.
So in this video tutorial, I Sunita Sharma would be discussing such special cases and we'll see how to deal with these cases. So let's take up the first case. Here the problem is to maximize z, which is 8x plus 16y, subject to these three constraints. So the first thing is we are going to plot the feasible region for this problem. Now corresponding to the first constraint, the boundary line is given by the magenta line and we can check that the feasible region is towards the origin. Corresponding to the second constraint, the boundary line is given by this blue line and the feasible region is again towards the origin in the downward direction. Corresponding to the third constraint, we can see that the boundary line is given by this yellow line and the feasible region is towards the origin. So if we figure out the common portion, it is given by this blue shaded region. Now let us find out the corner points for this feasible region. So the first corner point is A, whose coordinates are 0, 1, 25. Next is the point B, which is at the intersection of the blue and the yellow line, and the coordinates are given by 50, 125. The third corner point is the point C, whose coordinates are 100, 100, and it is appearing at the intersection of the magenta line and the yellow line. The next corner is the point D, whose coordinates are 200, 0, and it is on the x axis, and then we have the origin, which is the fifth corner point. Now as we do in the usual manner, we are going to find the value of z at each of these 5 corners and we will see where the maximum occurs. So we can calculate the z values at each of these 5 corner points. Now here we notice one thing, that the maximum value of z, which is 2400, occurs at point B as well as point C. So this is the thing which is slightly different from the usual problems, that we have the optimal value occurring at 2 points. The maximum value, which is 2400, is occurring at these 2 points B and C together. So what can we say about this problem? That here for sure we know that the optimal z value is 2400. Now regarding this problem, we have another different feature, that is the slope of the objective function, if we equate it to some constant c, is minus half. So that we can see from the expression for the objective function, that when I equate this z to be some constant c, the slope comes out to be minus half, and same corresponds to the boundary line given by the third constraint. So if I see the slope of the line 3x plus 6y equals to 900, that is also minus half. So what do I notice here, that the slope of one of these constraints which forms the boundary is identical to the slope of the object. Hence, if we plot the objective function line corresponding to 2400, we will see that it is coinciding with this boundary line that is given by the yellow line. So our objective function value, if we take it as 2400, the graph of the objective function is going to coincide with this yellow line along this red line, and so the maximum value 2400 is not only attainable at the points B and C, but it is also attained at all points on the line segment joining B and C. So for this problem, what would we say? We would say that the optimal z value is 2400 and the z value 2400 is attained at all points on the line segment joining this corner point B and the corner point C. So this problem is a case of having multiple optimal solutions. Now let us take up the second case. In this case, we are going to maximize z, which is x plus 4y, subject to these 4 constraints. So here what do we notice, that one of the constraints is an equality. So let's see what the feasible region is for this particular problem. So here again corresponding to the first constraint, the boundary line is given by the magenta line and the feasible region is away from the origin in this direction, which is given here. The corresponding to the second constraint, the feasible region is given by this boundary line, which is the blue line, and the region is in the downward direction. Now the third constraint is an equality constraint, so the yellow line here is corresponding to the third constraint, and the fourth constraint is given by this red orange colored boundary line, and the feasible region is towards the origin in this particular direction. So if we now try to figure out the corner points, we can see that only these 2 points are the corner points, because our feasible region now is just this particular line segment joining the 2 points A and B. This is the only portion which satisfies all the 4 constraints simultaneously. So now our feasible region is just a line segment joining the 2 points A and B. So this red line is the feasible region we have for this particular problem. Okay, so we see the corners for this feasible region. They are these 2 points A and B, and the Z value at these 2 corners are 6 and 13.33, and since we want to maximize this Z, the maximum is attained at the point B. So we would say here that point B is our optimal solution. Okay, so optimal Z value is 13.33 and the optimal solution is attained at the point B. So here we have a case when our feasible region is a line segment. Now let us take up the third case. Here we need to maximize Z, which is 10x plus 25, subject to these 2 constraints. So let's see the feasible region for this problem. Now corresponding to my first constraint, the boundary line is given by this green line, and the constraint is satisfied in this direction, in the upward direction away from the origin, and corresponding to my second constraint, the boundary line is this blue line, and the feasible region falls again in the upward direction, that is away from the origin. So this blue shaded portion is the entire feasible region. Now we mark the boundary points. Here the corner points, point A is one of the corners with coordinates 0, 4. The next corner is point B, coordinates 10 by 3, 7 by 3. It is obtained by solving simultaneously the 2 equations, that is 2x plus 4y equals to 16 and x plus 5y equals to 15. The third corner is given by the coordinates 15, 0. So here we have these 3 corner points, and as usual we are going to calculate the Z value at these 3 corners. So we here notice that at point C the Z value is maximum, that is 150. But the question is, are we sure that Z will not have any value more than 150 restricting to the feasible region, or is this the maximum possible? So for this, what do is we draw 3 Z lines. So here I am taking 3 lines corresponding to 3 different values of Z. My first red line, which you can see here, this corresponds to Z equals to 50. The second red line here corresponds to Z equals to 80, and the third red line corresponds to Z equals to 100. So what have I done here? I have plotted 3 lines which correspond to 3 different values of Z. And what do we notice here? That as we move in the northeast direction, our Z value is increasing. So we can still remain in the feasible region and increase our Z as much as we want to. So let us see the conclusion for this particular problem. Here we have a feasible region which is unbounded. Both x and y can have any arbitrarily large values, so we can make them as big as we want to, and even our Z value can be made arbitrarily large. So this is the case of an unbounded solution. Feasible region is also unbounded. Z value also can be made as large as we want to. Let's take up the fourth case. Here we need to maximize the function minus 3x plus 2y subject to these 2 constraints. So as usual we are going to plot the feasible region for this. Now corresponding to the first constraint, the boundary line is given by this magenta line, and the feasible region is to the left side in this particular direction. Corresponding to the second constraint, this is the boundary line, the green line, and the feasible region is in the upward direction. So if we figure out the common portion, this blue shaded region is our feasible region for this particular set of constraints. Now then we find out the corners. So we have origin as one of the corners, and the second corner, which is at the intersection at these two lines, is at the point A with coordinates 3, 3. So we calculate the z value at these two corners, and the z value is maximum at origin, which is the value 0. So again we need to ensure whether 0 is the maximum value of z which can be attained restricting to the feasible region, or can we make z bigger than that. So for that, again I am going to take 3 different z lines. So my first z line, this red line, is corresponding to z equals to -1. The second one corresponds to z equals to 4, and the third one corresponds to z equals to 8. So since I want to maximize z, this is my direction of improvement for z, and we can see that as we move in the northwest direction, the z value will keep on increasing. So we can still remain inside the feasible region and make our z as big as possible. So let's see what all can we conclude for this problem. The first thing, obviously, our feasible region is unbounded. That is very clear from the diagram. The second thing is that here we can only make y to be arbitrarily large. There is some kind of a restriction on x, and we can see that 3 is the maximum value which x can take. So although y can be made as large as we want to, but x has a restriction that it cannot exceed the number 3. So we see here that z also can be made arbitrarily large, restricting to our feasible region. So although we have an unbounded region, but here we cannot make x as big as we want to, and this is also a case of unbounded solution. Let's consider the fifth case. Here we are taking up a minimization problem where we are minimizing x minus 2y subject to these two constraints. So let us look at the feasible region for this problem. For this problem, the first constraint is giving us this particular line, and the feasible region is in the downward direction like this. For the second constraint, the boundary line is given by this green line, and the feasible region is again in the downward direction. So if we figure out the common portion, it is this blue shaded portion which is our feasible region. Let us now look at the corners. We just have one corner point here whose coordinates are 24, 0. So at this particular corner point, the z value is 24. So now we have to ensure whether this value 24 is the minimum value for z, or can we make z smaller than 24. So for that, again we are going to take up 3 different z lines. The first z line here corresponds to z equals to 30, the second z line corresponds to z equals to 24, and the third line corresponds to z equals to 12. So we notice here that as we move in the northwest direction, the value of z reduces. So let us see what all we can conclude for this problem. The first point is that we have a feasible region which is unbounded. The second thing, x and y can be made as large as we want to, they can be made arbitrarily large, but the minimum value of z which can be obtained by restricting to the feasible region is 24. We notice here that after we move to a value lesser than 24, our z line is outside the feasible region. So this boundary line is the line which is giving us the minimum z value, and hence we can say that we have infinitely many number of points which give us this z value which is 24. So here, although our feasible region is unbounded, the value of z is finite which can be achieved while restricting to the feasible region, and that value is 24. Now we consider the next case. In this case, I have taken the same objective function as in the previous case, but I have slightly changed the second constraint. So let's see how the feasible region changes. my first constraint remains the same. So, the boundary line given by that is this magenta line and the feasible region is in the downward direction. Now, the second constraint has changed. So, the boundary line is given by this green line and the feasible region is again in the downward direction. So, the common portion is this blue region, this blue shaded region, and for this particular feasible region, the only corner which I get is again the point 8, which is having coordinates 24, 0. Now, corresponding to this particular corner, the z value is 24. Now, are we sure whether this is the minimum or can we reduce z to even a smaller number? For that, again I have taken up 3 different z lines, one for z24, which is the first z line here, then the next one which is corresponding to z equals to 12, and the third one corresponds to z equals to 5. So, what do we notice here? A difference between the previous case and this case. There we could not reduce z beyond 24 while restricting to the feasible region, but here we can see that even if we remain in the feasible region and we move in this northwest direction, our objective function can be made as small as we want to. So, what do we conclude for this particular problem? That although our feasible region is unbounded, we can make both x and y arbitrarily large and z can be made arbitrarily small. So, this you can see here that by slightly changing my second constraint, I have a case when my z can be made arbitrarily small. So, this is again a case of an unbounded solution.
So these were the special cases I wanted to discuss. Now I hope now you will be in a position to solve any linear programming problem with two variables using the graphical method. Thank you.